We face a looming constitutional crisis.
Your Democratic colleagues, Senate and House, have called what we're in right now, what happened today, a constitutional crisis. Do you agree with it?
I think it is the appropriate term.
This country could be careening towards a constitutional crisis.
So let's get the straight skinny on constitutional crises. Judge Alex Farrar, former Dade County Circuit Court judge. Nice to see you this morning.
Oh, it's always good to be with you guys. Thank you.
So constitutional crisis is what President Trump did this week unconstitutional?
It's a nice phrase to throw around. It's absolutely not unconstitutional. It's perfectly legal in every sense. The director of the FBI serves at the pleasure of the President of the United States. He can be fired for any reason. He can be fired for absolutely no reason at all. I don't know why he was fired. Obviously, it doesn't look great when there's a pending investigation, but the reality is an FBI investigation, like the email investigation, could last years. So is the president supposed to stick with an FBI director he doesn't like or doesn't want because this investigation is going on for years? No. He can fire him and look for somebody else. But, you know, politicians nowadays, they look for a reason to, like, stir their base up. So even if they don't agree that this is a constitutional crisis, even if they don't agree that this is going to affect the investigation in any way, which it won't, people who say that just don't know how investigations are conducted, they're still going to pound that theme to get their base riled up and angry so they come out and vote in the next election.
You would think the media is smarter than that. They would know, just as you're saying, that what he did was not unconstitutional. So where are they coming from? Why are they, doubling down on this?
Have you not seen how the media feels about Trump? I mean, this is not going to change. And that's one of the things I think President Trump unfortunately has to accept, is that he is responding to everything the media does, and the media cannot stand him in general. I mean, I don't mean every reporter, but a large part of the media despises him, and they're going to continue to take shots at him in every way they can, and they're going to, you look at the way they covered the scandals under the Obama administration and this scandal. They're covered completely different. It's just the way it is.
It's been suggested that a new director of the FBI could reopen the Hillary Clinton investigation. First of all, is that possible? Secondly, is that wise?
Totally possible. As to whether it's wise or not, I don't know. I think that there's a good argument to be made that it should be looked at again. The reason being that Comey made some misstatements when he announced that he was not going to prosecute her. I mean, saying things like there was an intent. There was, first of all, some crimes that don't require intent. There were some crimes that were not charged, but investigated, that based on gross negligence alone wouldn't require intent and were appropriate. And secondly, there was more than enough evidence. Intent is a question for the jury. Intent is a jury question. So if you have any circumstantial evidence that shows the possibility of intent, it goes to the jury to determine, was the appropriate intent there.
Here was the president talking about whether or not James Comey should have exonerated Hillary Clinton. Here's the president's reasoning. Take a listen.
When he came out with that scathing set of circumstances, the server, the illegal server, the emails, 33,000 emails that you get subpoenaed and then you don't show, and you erase those, you delete them, you get rid of them, you acid wash them. When he did all of that stuff, it was disgraceful when he's covering everything point after point. I was with lawyers watching that. I happen to have some lawyers in the room, unrelated lawyers. And they were saying, wow, she's guilty here, guilty, guilty, guilty. Then he gets to the end and he said, she's free as a bird.
A lot of people were surprised in that moment.
Yeah, I was one of them, actually. But I think that Comey, it's interesting because this is my own personal opinion. I have no inside knowledge. I just think he didn't want to decide the election, and he knew if he indicted Hillary on what could be a weak case in the sense of getting a conviction, he would basically be naming Trump president. Ultimately, people argue that's what he did later on when he sent the letter that said the investigation was open again.
Well, the president has said that he maybe want to turn the page on this. Is that enough for the FBI to say, okay, we're also turning the page on this?
Yes. I mean, I think the FBI has already made a determination, unless the president, or I should say not the president, but unless the attorney general says, I want to get a fresh look at this, they probably aren't going to reopen the investigation. But Democrats should be in favor of that because, frankly... Who
wants that? Right.
We're completely divided, and until there is a clear answer from somebody who's viewed as independent again, this is never going to be put to rest.
Judge, good to have you here this morning.
Thanks, great to be here. Thank you.